So Brent, can you tell us what's this patch of concrete that we're standing on here?
Well, that's part of what I was telling you in the beginning. When we first came in here, this was actually covered in inside part of the house. It was like this patio that they built on, and it was just connected to the master. And there was this jacuzzi tub that went down about 6 feet into the ground, and somebody just ripped it out because this was a foreclosure. And it was just dirt. You could just see dirt just exposed, like a 6-foot hole pit right here. So what we did was we filled it in, and you can see where we filled it in, and that was quite a job actually. And then we took off the patio in this area here and just left it down here, which is in the main living room area that you saw. We extended that out. And if you walk around this way with us, first of all, you can see when we were in the master bath, you can see that's what the window that we created from with the glass block. That's where the master bath shower is.
Yep.
And then here, you can see these boards, and you can see the spaces. When they're removed, there are going to be these glass doors. And what will happen is they'll have hinges, and you'll be able to fold them and push them all the way back. So this entire back wall of the house will open up to the backyard. And you can see it's a fairly extensive backyard if you take a look. We're doing our landscaping today, and you can see they've already started putting a couple of plants up there, placing them. But one of the big features of this house is we have this retaining wall, and we were trying to figure out what to do with a retaining wall, and finally came up with the idea of doing a waterfall. And it's going to be a negative edge. You can see right here, the water is going to come all the way up to here, and just dribble over the edge. And it'll be the same stacked stone that was in the fireplace. So it's going to be this beautiful feature. So if you can picture in the main area where we were talking about eating in the dining room, you'll be able to look out these glass windows to this waterfall, and then this beautiful garden up in the hill. So it's really going to be a beautiful house when it's done. All of this concrete is going to be tiled with outdoor travertine tile.
Yep.
And so it's just going to be a beautiful place when it's all said and done.
So I don't know about over here, Brent, if that's a common feature to have that waterfall, but
No.
I can just imagine the wow factor, like you walk in through the front doors and in the distance you can see this waterfall through the clear glass nearly across the whole back of the house.
Well, and especially at night. We've planned for at night too, because you can see here, if you look up all around the house, we've put lighting for dramatic effect all around the house. So you can imagine at night with the lights on the water coming down and the lights for the landscaping and everything, highlighting everything. It's really going to be beautiful. And no, this is not a normal thing we do, like the kind of houses that we were doing last year, under $100,000 houses. There's just not the budget for that, and that's not the thing to do in those houses. That'd be overbuilding and overspending. But when you get to these types of houses, these are the kind of things you do. We always want to have one thing or two things that people go, gosh, I remember that house. Because you have to remember when people are coming with their realtors and they're looking at 5, 10, 15 houses in a day or in a week, everything blurs to them. They forget which is which. So you want to have something they can really remember, oh yeah, that's the house with the waterfall. That's the house with a really great kitchen. You know, that's the house with a really great master bath. So, you know, we try to do those things so that every time they go around a corner, they're getting surprised because they're seeing all these houses and everything's the same all the time.
Yeah.
So we don't want to be the same, we want to be different. And when you do that, you take your house out of being a commodity and just one of the competitors that, you know, competing against everybody else that's trying to sell a house, and you make it special. And what happens is you can get a better price and sell it faster.
Right.
That's our strategy.
Yeah. So you're making this house into a rare feature, even for a house in a better area. It's just got something that very few other houses would have.
Absolutely. And one of the other things we're going to do to try to help sell the house more quickly is we're going to invite all the neighbors. I'm putting together an invitation. We're going to invite all the neighbors within probably about a 2 or 3 block radius. They've been all coming by wanting to see what's going on here, so we're going to invite them in for open house and let them see it. And then what happens is sometimes they have a friend or a relative who's looking to move, and they go, gosh, you know, that house would be really great. And sometimes they'll refer it. So that's a good way sometimes to get a house sold.
Yeah.
So these are some of the strategies we employ, and you know, we have some really great contacts to help us get these things done. You know, at some point you'll meet our contractors, and We have our landscape contractors here today, so if you'd like, we can go and talk to them and get an idea of how they planned out with us the design of the house.
Great, let's go and see Glenn.
Okay.